Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Mary Jed Wisiak here, coming to you from Holding the Hope Central in Battleground, Washington. I hope you're well. It's Friday, obviously, because I'm here talking with you, and I hope that things are going well for you. I'm going to do things a little bit different for the month of September. September 9th through the 15th is Suicide Awareness Week. And so I'm going to expand this topic for the month of September. I should have started last week, but I didn't think of it till yesterday. So we're going to talk now about suicide awareness and suicide prevention. It's a really tough topic, and people don't like to talk about it. And most of us have lost someone, or we know someone who has been affected by suicide. It's very, very preventable. And so what we know is that 80% of the people who die by suicide give off some kind of a warning sign or give off some kind of an indication that they're thinking of suicide. The trouble is that we don't recognize what that is until after the person has attempted or died. And so what I want to do this month is to give you all the skills that you need to be able to talk to somebody directly about suicide. It's scary. It's really is. But it's easy, right? Once you do it, once you become comfortable with it, once you realize that a simple conversation can save a life, our discomfort becomes fairly irrelevant. So what I want to do is talk to you today kind of about how do you know? Like, I have a process, right? And I have a lot of resources. And over the course of the month, I'm going to put a lot of resources up on the website, holdingthehope.com. There are some there now. And I would really encourage you to go and look at those resources and pay attention to what's in there. As we go through this month, I'm going to give you lots of other resources that you can find and download, that you can distribute. And I really hope that you'll take this message and share it. This is my goal this month, is that I get lots of shares. And not because it feels good when people share my videos, and it really does. So I love it when you do that. But I want you to be able to share this information with the people around you. I want you to be able to share this with the people that you work with. I'm hoping that you'll be able to have conversations with your supervisors and say, hey, what's our suicide prevention protocol? How do we help if our clients are thinking about suicide? Or what if one of our colleagues dies by suicide? How are we going to manage that? Is there an internal protocol? Those are some great questions. And so if you do suicide prevention work at work, it's really important that you know what your internal protocol is. It's really important that you know if, in fact, your agency has a protocol that they expect you to follow. Nothing I'm going to tell you in this next month should conflict with that protocol. It should very much dovetail, but I don't want you to lose your job over trying to help somebody's life and save somebody's life. But so having said that, if you do have a conversation with your people at work and they don't have a protocol, that is absolutely something that Holding the Hope can help you with. And we would be delighted to do it because we believe that suicide is preventable and that everybody has a role in suicide prevention, regardless of your skill level, as far as like if you think, oh, only crisis workers can do that. No. Anybody plays a role in suicide prevention. Anybody can save a life. And I hope that by the end of the month, you'll realize that. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to say is that people get scared and they tend to ignore things. There's a protocol or a class out there, and they talk about miss, dismiss, and ignore signs of suicide, because it's so uncomfortable for us, because we feel like, oh, geez, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go there. So we don't. And what I would say is that the other thing that we tend to do is we tend to feel like we're overreacting. I don't know if this is really real. Well, they'll be fine, right? So what I want to do is give you a very easy mnemonic, I guess it is. Plus, there's a handout attached that's going to go up on the website. Can you see that? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. So, facts, feelings, actions, changes, threats, and situations, right? How do I know when to act? How do I know when to really, really take this seriously? Well, first of all, listen to your stomach, listen to your gut, because it is your intuition is a huge tool that I hope that you can use and that you'll be able to really access while you are thinking about, what do I do with this person? How do I help? Should I help? Should I get involved? So here's some questions. Anytime, here's a process. That's easy to say. And I use this mnemonic called FACTS. There's a big one out there that I can never remember. It's like, all I remember is that it's really big and it's really long and it has a bunch of words. I like FACTS: feelings, actions, changes, threats, situations. Okay. So what is that person feeling? Are they feeling hopeless? Are they feeling sad? Are they feeling really like nothing is ever going to change, and that no matter what they do, things are always going to be awful? Are they feeling like there's no hope for them? And we know what that feels like, and we know what that looks like sometimes, because some of us have experienced that, and some of us have helped others who are experiencing that. So when you see somebody who's feeling down, or they just are disconnected from their feelings and kind of numb, that's something that kind of catches our attention, right? Hey, what's going on? You don't look like you're feeling good. So we want to look at what a person's feelings are. And then we want to look at their actions. What are they doing? What are they, are they giving away some of their stuff that's really important to them? Are they pushing people away? Have they lost all interest in the things that typically they have a lot of fun with, or they really love doing, but they're just kind of going through the motions and they get no interest out of it at all? Are they using more drugs and alcohol than typical? Are they angry and really pushing people away? Things that they might do that are really out of character, which leads us to the C in facts, which is changes. Are there changes in eating habits, changes in sleeping habits, changes in sexual behavior? All of those things can really be an indication that the person is depressed. Now, not everybody who's depressed is thinking about suicide, right? That's not the case. But we do know that there's a really much of a connection between suicide and depression. And so we want to look for depression. And that's one of the indications of depression, is any kind of changes in the eating habits, sleeping habits, sexual behavior, all of that kind of stuff. Is there a change at work? All of a sudden, a person either at work or at school, they're just not doing what they typically do. They're just not meeting the expectations or the work standards that they typically do. Or they're not showing up. Sudden absenteeism, right? And here's the thing. Now, I know that people can be angry, and I know that people can be suddenly kind of drink a little too much more than normal, or have changes in their behaviors. The question is it new? And if it lasts more than 2 weeks? So then we go, well, how do I know when this started? We need to kind of talk to other people that are in this person's life. So talk to the friends, talk to family, talk to coworkers, talk to faith, where you go to church, those people, right? Talk to people and say, hey, this is what I'm noticing about this person, and I'm wondering if you've seen it too. And they might say, oh yeah, well, last I heard she lost her job, or last I heard he is, he's really having some health issues, or whatever. But you kind of get more than what you see, because I don't know about you, but I kind of show up different for different people. And so there are some people that I just am totally, absolutely authentic with. And then there are some situations that I'm not so much authentic with, although I'm always pretty much authentic, but sometimes more than others. I'm incapable of hiding stuff. I'm a terrible liar. But, different people see different parts of me. And so I'm sure that's true with you, and it might be true with the person that you're concerned about. So, okay, feelings, actions, changes, threats. If they actually say, y'all would be better off without me. Or I finally figured it out how I'm going to do this. I finally figured out the perfect solution. Or they say, you know, I no one would miss me if I was gone. Or they say, I should just kill myself. Suicide is looking like a better option. So it can be really obvious like that, or it can be really vague, like, meh, I think I have an answer. So that's where your intuition comes in. If somebody says something, listen to that. Listen closely to that. What are they saying? Is this something that they don't typically say? And you're like, wait a minute, what? What do you mean you've got it all figured out? What do you mean by that? And stop and analyze and listen. So feelings, hopeless, angry, down, actions, giving away their possessions, pushing people away, isolating, changes in eating habits, in sleeping habits, in sexual behavior, in work habits, all that kind of stuff. Threats, they're saying something. They're actually saying something along the lines of, meh, you know, you'll be fine. And then finally, situations. Yes, sorry, I kind of lost it for a minute there. Situations. Have they had some kind of a loss in the last, especially in the last 2 weeks, like some kind of maybe a job loss or a breakup or a change in a relationship or an unexpected something that they were really counting on didn't come through? Feelings, actions, changes, threats, situations. So we look at the facts. And then we think to ourselves, wow. So right now you might be thinking, wow, I know somebody that fits all those things. Well, then I would suggest that you don't wait the whole month for me to go through each of these steps. But what we do the next few weeks, I'm going to talk about, well, what do you do if in fact you discover somebody and all of the facts are there and you're like, wow, I don't know, now what, right? Well, my response is care. Connect, ask, refer, encourage. And we're going to go through each of those for the next week. So every week we're going to talk about what do we do? And so the first thing you're going to do, we're going to talk about it now, is connect. We're going to connect with people. We're going to let them know that we see them. We're going to let them know that, in fact, we care about them. And I just would invite you to think about, how does it feel to you when people go out of their way to connect with you? Sometimes I get annoyed by it. You know, that's me in my weirdness. But I think also there's a part of me that gets very aware that people see me and that they care about me. And that's really important. When we are talking about suicide, we are talking about a spiritual conversation where one energetic force, one energy system is connecting out and reinforcing that connection to the other one. And so these two people who seem isolated come closer together and connect with each other. It's so important that we connect with that person and that we let them know that they're not alone, and we let them know that we care about them. We can't really have a conversation about life and death, literally, if you're coming from a place of cold, hard callousness, or gotta ask you about suicide because I don't want to have to live with that, right? That's really not very caring. Really think about, what is it that lets you know somebody cares, and exhibit that when you go to talk to other people, when you go to connect with them around suicide, and when you really get to the place where you realize, okay, everything is leading me to where I need to really have a conversation about suicide. You need to connect with that person and connect on a deep spiritual level. And sometimes that's just sitting next to somebody and saying, how you doing? Something doesn't seem right here. How are you doing? That's an amazing question when coming from a place of love. So the next 4 weeks, 3 weeks that are left here in the month, we're going to talk about the next 3 steps, which is how to ask directly about suicide, how to refer somebody to local resources, and then how to encourage them to let them know that they're going to get through this and they're going to recover. Because, you know me, I can't do anything unless we're going to be talking about recovery. So if you are concerned about somebody, my first suggestion, don't wait 4 months, don't wait 4 weeks until you get to the, well, wait, she hasn't taught us how to do that yet. ask directly about suicide and get that person some help and stay with them until they are connected with help. If you or someone you know is thinking about suicide, you can call 1-800-273-8255. That's 1-800-273-TALK. It's the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. They do fantastic work. They're really well trained. They're regional, so you're going to get routed to somebody that's sort of near you, at least from your zip code area. They have massive resources in their database. They can help you. They can help you, and they can help if you are worried. They can help you if you're worried about somebody, and they can help you if you are the someone and you're worried about yourself. We want you to stay alive so that you can enjoy all of the hysteria that life has to offer. We want you to stay alive so that we can spend time with you, and we want you to stay alive because you deserve the best that life has to offer. All right, that's it for me, Mary Judd Wysiak. It's Friday. My son, Eric, he listens. It's his birthday was this past Thursday on the 6th, best day of my life. So heart it up, wish him a happy birthday because he does watch these videos. And he's coming over this weekend and we're gonna have a little birthday barbecue, and I've already been instructed, don't make a cake. Works for me. So we're gonna have a lot of fun. I hope you also have a lot of fun, and I hope that you choose to stay alive. I hope that you choose hope. Hope is always available for people, that reasonable expectation that things can get better. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. Stay hopeful. Bye.